Alright, welcome on back, faithful. It is another time for another tutorial, and we are going to be finishing up this little section here on our helmet, and we're actually going to be mounting this entire little window area right to the top part of the helmet that we've already built. So if you guys followed me last time, you can see right here, we did the two cheek sections right here, this central piece here, and then this little window cutout spot. We put all that together. Well, I've gone ahead and done this little side piece here for us there, and that is going to help us secure this entire thing to the helmet, or the top part of the helmet. Okay, so these are the pieces that we're working with here. You're going to have one shaped like this, like a weird little key, and then this kind of oddly shaped little guy right here. It's got this little step up and this triangle here. We're going to go ahead and modify this piece here before we even get down to gluing it onto here. All right. For those of you who this is your first time seeing one of my videos, my name is Rolon, aka Angel Legend, and this is my page. Welcome, welcome. I do Halo armor, and I'm hoping to get into a few more different armor sets. Hopefully, we'll be starting up the Halo Mark 6 from Halo 3, and maybe a Helljumper here or there. Not sure yet. But, okay, so on this spot here, we've got a couple little segments here that on the cardstock that you'll be printing off, it'll be marked off here. Now, for this particular piece, this little step out there and then that weird little ledge you've got here, we don't need that. So we're going to go ahead and modify this piece here. If you're going to be following along with me for this build, my recommendation, if this is the first video you're seeing, would be to stop, go back to the first one, start from there. If you go down inside the info section of this video, you can find a link to my Dropbox. It has all the exact armor files that I used for this build. You'll need to download Peppercore Designer and Viewer, which you can also find in the info section of this video. Get those, print off your pieces, and then when you've got your EVA Foam that we're working with right now, this is EVA Foam, then you can begin the building process. Unless you just want to watch it, then by all means, just watch the video. Okay, so I cut that piece off right after where that little step attaches to there, cut the entire thing off. Now I'm going to trim that little dotted section right there. I pretty much took the lines that were drawn onto the cardstock piece, and I drew them right onto my piece, right where they showed on the cardstock. So I know where to cut. So I'm going to cut this little step right there. Just going to saw that entire little thing off. We don't need that to be there. But we are going to reattach this little triangle piece here. Only when we do, we're going to step it down a little bit, about 1/8 of an inch from the top of the piece there. So it gives it just kind of a cool look. Gives it a little bit of I guess a slight recess there. Makes a cool shadow. And if you do any kind of black wash inside there, it'll add a really cool look. As for the bottom section here, what we're going to do first is we're going to come in about 1/8 from the edge there, 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Cut down just a little bit. You want to cut into the piece about 1/8 of an inch. Just a couple swipes should get you through it. And once we're to the depth we want, turn it upright, or on its side if you can, and you're going to cut 1/8 of an inch down into the piece from the side though. We're just going to take this little bit right here off. Make sure you're using a very sharp box cutter for this, or an X-Acto blade. And please be careful of your fingers. Be mindful of where they are at all times so you don't nick yourself. Okay, so we have that little step there now. Just another cool little recessed edge. The other dotted line that was on that piece of cardstock is going to put this in a little bit further here. We're just going to make a small V inside here. Just a tiny, tiny V, and you're only cutting in, again with this one, about 1/8 of an inch into the material. So just a couple pulls should do it. Flip it over, and sorry, I might be in my own light here. We're just cutting a small V. We're doing a small V trench cut. And if you don't know what a trench cut is, go to a bunch of my other videos. In the very beginning, I show you how to do a trench cut. Essentially, it's just cutting a small V into a shape, usually to fold that shape up on itself. In this case, we just took this tiny little piece of material right out of there. So we've just made this little groove there. So now we've got this cool added feature. We've got this little recess here, this other little recessed area there. And then with this triangle attached, we got this multi-level piece now. Okay. I think originally inside the printout for this, it wanted you to fold and make all these weird little adjustments to it. You don't have to do that. This is the best way to modify this, I promise. Okay. So we're going to adhere it with Loctite 5-second super glue. This is the professional liquid. This stuff is the best that you can get. I know I've said it before, I'll probably say it another 100 times in the course of my YouTube history, but it adheres on a molecular level with your EVA foam, and it makes a bond right now. So as opposed to using a hot glue gun, which you still want to do, you want to reinforce all your seams from the back side after you're done attaching them with Loctite. As opposed to using the hot glue gun, this goes much faster. You will get it on your fingers at some point or another, so just be aware of that. It is a hazard of working with it, but it is the best stuff. So, put a little bead right here on the upper area of that triangle piece. Just 1 or 2 little strips of it. Okay. We're going to take this here, bring it down, like I said, about 1/8 of an inch down the piece, and attach it right here. Just give even pressure there. And we're going to do a couple little dots right on the seam there. That we make sure that the seam is completely merged together. So just 1 dot, 2 dot. And I usually cut a few little pieces of scrap foam here that I can use to smooth in the glue along the edge there. Marry those 2 edges together and make a really, really solid bond because it spreads it across both pieces and makes this kind of overlap effect. So there we go. That's all we're going to do to this shape here. Okay, now for this little piece here, this is our oddball shape. So if you look at the way I've done this here, I've set that little piece even further into this one here. So I've made yet another level to it. So when the light hits this, you get all these really cool shadows and really cool effects to it. So we're doing the same thing on this piece here. So if you need to take a pen to mark it, by all means do so. Just kind of mark your level. But you figure this bottom here is going to be pretty much the full length of that there. And the full side here is going to line up with this here. So I come down probably just under 1/8 of an inch. And just pretty much your aim is to tuck it into the corner. So we're going to come down about 1/16 of an inch from the top of this piece here and just set it in. So let's see, we're going to... Okay, cool. Now, like I said, you can mark it. I'm going to mark mine just so I know where it's going to hit. Ballpoint pen works the best for marking your EVA foam. Do not waste your time with a Sharpie. Your Sharpie will be dead in an hour. Okay, so now I'm going to put glue on all these edges here and press that piece in. And if I am helping you guys out at all, please smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I am all about helping out as much as I can in your cosplay endeavors for Halo gear. So please, if you would, pop into the info section and check out my Facebook page. And if you've actually started building your suit of armor, I want to see your progress. So please, send along the pictures. I'd love to see what you're working on. Okay, so as I said, I stepped it down just probably about 1/16 of an inch inside that shape there. Just pressing it right in there. Let it grab firm, and I can see the glue is kind of bubbling up along the seam, which is good. I want that to happen. So I'm going to take my little smoother piece, and I'm going to smooth that glue right along inside there. Get that edge really nice. Right. So that's the shape that we're going with. We haven't even had to use the heat gun on this, and for this part of the build, you won't need to use your heat gun. Okay. So now, on this side here, if you can see on this one here, there's a little bit of a window right there. That's going to happen. You're going to have that little itty gap there. Just fill it in with hot glue and then use the iron part of your hot glue to meld it into the right shape you want it to be. It's going to be the same thing on this side here. Best way I can say to do this is this piece here is going to attach right on top of this here, about 1/4 of an inch in from this edge here. So you're going to move this over and stick it right on down there. Like that. So we'll put the glue on this piece, and we're going to be putting it on this edge. So a little bead right down the line there. Turn this over. And press and hold. Okay. I used probably a little bit more glue than I needed to, but that is totally fine, because now I can just merge it along with my little piece here. Spread it down that shape like peanut butter. And as I said before already, you're going to want to come back through on the inside of all these seams and hot glue reinforce them. See how I've done reinforcing on all these seams? You're going to want to do that same exact thing. For the sake of time right now, I'm not going to do that because I want to get this video done and uploaded for you guys. Okay, so now, if you see what I've done on this side here, this window piece here, I have bent it slightly and curved it so that it lined up with the top of that piece here. We're going to do the same thing on this side because you can see right now, it's not just going to attach and line up properly. So we're going to bend it just a little bit, give it a slight curve, and then re-stick it down to this piece like that. And we're going to be coming in about 1/8 of an inch down the side here. It's going to curve a little bit at the bottom and at the top here, so it'll be a little bit further down, but starting off, you're going to come about 1/8 of an inch down from that piece right here. Okay, so as I said before, if you want to mark it, it might be a good idea. Kind of curve it to where I want it to be, and then I'm just going to take my pen, mark along here, right where I want that to hold. And we'll put the glue along this edge here. So run a little bead right through here, like that. And then when you press this on, try and hit the top first. That way you make sure you've got your level there. And curve the piece inward a little bit as you're pressing it in. So see I've got this little curve going on it like that? How it's slightly rounding in? That's what we want. We want this little piece here to round out just slightly. And that will actually help for when you go to set your motorcycle visor into here. Or if you purchase a visor off of Etsy or something that's shaped, this will help accommodate that shape. Okay, so see we got another little gap right there, little window. Again, we'll just fill that through with hot glue. We'll be good to go. So you see this little accent piece here, that's not going to be called out on your Pepakura file if you take the one that's down inside the description below. So I've just looked at a picture of Master Chief's helmet, and I wanted to add all the little accent pieces I could, just get more detail into this. Ideally, you'll have some little dots here in, I think it's a pattern of 6, if you can see those there. The ones I added on my helmet, that's laser cut acrylic, so I'm guessing most of you don't have access to a laser, so little nail heads would work too, but that's the extra detail that goes on this side here. So this tiny little piece I'm just going to attach right here. So a real quick and easy little one. Just dot that glue on there. And pop and press. There we go. And I'm actually really happy that I stopped the video where I did last week, because I was almost about to tell you guys to do something wrong when attaching this window here to your helmet. Last week, I know when I talked about this, I said that we were going to attach that window just on the inside lip here. We're not going to do that. We are actually going to merge this entire thing, if I can show you this here without getting my light. Where this lands, that is going to go flush right with the inside of the helmet there, and we're going to go flush all the way around with the inside, all the way. We want that to be flush inside there, that way the visor makes better contact. So, ignore what I said last week. Best way to figure out where you're going to be placing this, this whole front section here into your helmet is, you look at the inside of the helmet here, there's this little under part here that we attached in the first part of this build. Where that little piece there ends is just about where you're going to have this little guy right here end. So that's pretty much going to line up and stick right to there. That's going to be your guide, your reference for where you're going to be attaching the window section. And on here, I went right to the edge. You can see right there, if you can kind of see up and under, I went right to the edge there. So we're going to do the same thing, and that will help you with the rest of the shape, getting the proper roundness, so it's not going to be angled too deep or really fat and bubbled out. Okay. So what we'll do first is what we're going to do is we're going to attach this side, that side, and then the middle over here. And then we're going to push the rest of the shape into place, pull it out a little bit, glue it down, do the same thing with this one here. Reason I want both sides pinned and then the middle is just in case we were to try and walk it around this edge here, we don't end up pushing it all to one side and then having this weird little loop at the end. It's going to fit all even right where we want it. Okay, so as I said, you're going to go flush right inside here. So since this shape has this little intruded piece here, don't worry about going flush with that piece. Worry more about this front piece here. So you'll end up being right where that little inside under helmet part attaches to this lip here. You're gonna go right on that piece here, like that. And then you'll push the rest of this into shape all the way around. So let me figure out where I am here real quick. And, okay. I'm going to glue this entire thing from here all the way to there. I'm gonna attach that whole thing in one big chunk. So we're gonna hit here, that part there, this part here, this here, and then right in through here. All right, so I apologize if I'm in my light for a second, just bear with me for a moment. And let's see where I am. Blammo. All right. Just like that. You see where that's attached? Right there like that. That's the way we want it to be. Okay. As I said, now I'm going to go back over here on this side, do the same exact thing. I'm going to do this entire section right there all at once. So hopefully you can see this. I'll pull it out a little ways so you guys can get a better look. I'll just get my glue on it real fast. And A-Con is going to be coming up here in Dallas here, I believe next month actually. And I am planning to go to A-Con probably on Saturday in this suit of armor. So if you want to come out and meet Angel Legend, be sure to pop out to A-Con on Saturday and come meet Master Chief and Cortana. All right. And just press it in here, just like that. Pressing and holding. Let's see where we're at. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm actually going to just tuck, because I want this little piece here, that one there, to follow along that same hat line ridge. So I'm going to press it in a little bit further and tuck that back in there. So I'm just going to put a little bit more glue on here, get that bad boy in. Just give me a second. That little lip, you're going to want that little lip to round out around the shape, because it just adds extra little shadows to here, and it looks really cool overall. So go for that shape. All right, cool. That side is just about done. Just going to stick this side down over here as well. I'll show you what I'm doing. A little bit of glue right inside there, just like that. Press this in here. Give it a hold. And come on, baby, hold for me. Smooth that glue along. Here we go. All right. So there's our sides, and you can see that helmet's already taken such awesome shape. It's still kind of widened out here in the cheeks, but that's all going to pinch in once we have the neck attached. And it'll even help out more when we have this front part of the window section attached. So now, here's the just easiest way I can tell you to do this is to do the front, and then you're going to have to, as I said, press this into shape all the way around both sides. So we will, I marked the front right dead center. So I'm just going to put some glue right on the inside here. And hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Pull this piece up to the front there and make sure you're right where you want to be. And stick it down. Boom, just like that. And since it's a flat section, it's going to come together really easily. Real easily. So now we've got the whole thing held right where it needs to be. So this is not going anywhere there. And we have the added bonus of, hopefully you can see this here. Hopefully you can see that. This whole section there is going to be nice and flush. One big thick piece there. That way your visor can attach really easily to that. So hopefully you can see again this spot here. I'm going to lift up this here, put some glue under this edge there, and then press it down. So we'll do about an 1.5 inch section here first. About that much. Pull this over, press it in, I really hope, again, I really hope you guys can see this here, because I know this is probably obstructing the view a tiny bit. So hopefully you can see that. But that's pressed down good. Pull this over, same thing. Just going to lift it up. Actually, some of the one from the front. Just like that. Push her over. Press it in. Boom. Okay, now just in case anything's bubbling along here. Smooth out all the glue along the front edge here. Really make that seam look pretty. Oh, awesome. Wow, that's a good look already. Okay, so I can see there's a couple little spots where it's trying to pop out. Just pressing a little harder. Smooth that glue into those areas. We want that to be a nice, perfect seam there. It's almost perfect. Do a little bit over here. Couple little spots here. This should be good. And nice. All right. Same thing on this side. Put this bad boy up. Okay. Press it in and down. Give it a squeeze. Same thing right down on this edge. This up. There we go. And press in, give it a hold, and then meld that glue along. Oh yeah. And there we are. That is how you attach this entire front half to the upper part of the helmet. That's how it's supposed to go, just like that, guys and gals. Again, this here is going to pinch in a bit more once that neck is attached to it. And it's going to take on a more, I guess, bowling ball shape, if you will, like this one here. This thing is going to pinch itself in a little bit. It's going to be a little bit more sleek in the back here. And that nose part there in the front will probably dip down a little bit further as well. So just be aware of that when you're making this helmet. This is what we're going for here. So yeah, I'll give you another look of it. Show you the sides. Where that attaches right there. There's the front view of it here. And then there is more on your side there. And again, you're following that inside, this, I guess, upper little spot right there. You're following that all the way in the back here. All right. Well, there we are, Spartans. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Hope it was informative, and I hope it helps you along your armor cosplay journeys. If you enjoyed it, please smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. And again, keep an eye out for me at A-Kon, I believe this June in Dallas. My name is Rolon, aka Angel Legend. Armor's my game, or Armor's my pain, Halo's my game. Take care, and we'll see you next time.